You were going to bring Monica something?
Well, and you.
Wow, presents?
You can be all, it's all right if it's
Just
Monica.
a little some fun merch.
Oh, I do love merch. Yeah.
You're a slave to merch.
I really am. I really am.
Where were you coming from?
Pasadena.
Is that where you live?
Yeah.
I like
That's
Pasadena.
not too far.
I love Pasadena.
Have you gotten interested in the history of Pasadena since moving there?
I mean, there are so many historical, amazing
Estates.
states and buildings.
Yeah, and Houston's historical.
Oh, yeah. I've
Very
never been there.
historical.
You haven't?
What is wrong with you?
You
Why are you
gotta
boycotting
go.
Houston?
I don't eat meat.
It's
Well-
okay.
Well, but my husband really wants to go there. So I think maybe
Do
for
you
his
fish?
You
birthday.
gotta go.
Nah.
Okay.
It's
not
okay.
even
They have
fish.
great salads. They
I was
have
just thinking the
great
sushi's
artichoke
great.
dip.
You wouldn't think it, but the sushi's outrageous.
It's so good.
At
Yeah.
Houston's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah,
be shocked.
right? You're giggling.
Maybe
It's
I'll go.
counterintuitive.
I mean, I don't eat sushi either, but I'm
Well, maybe
sure I
you
can
should
find
start.
something.
You're gonna find something. You're gonna love it. I do have how strict are you on your vegetarianism? Because I go with two of my friends, and one of them's a vegetarian. We would always get the spinach artichoke dip. She could have that, and it's the best thing on the planet.
Yeah.
And then one day she came and she said, "I think there's chicken stock in this." And then she asked, and there was, and now she can't eat
That
it.
You didn't have
sucks.
stock?
It really
what
stinks when you find foods that you love so much. You're like, wait, this has some hidden dairy in it or something. Yeah.
So stock we don't mess
We
with.
draw the line.
I don't eat hardly anything, you guys.
You're done. You're post eating.
I'm done with it. Yeah, like,
you
I'm over
retired from it.
Yeah. It's too much work.
A lot of energy.
I've never been a foodie, so that's,
Okay.
helpful.
Are you vegetarian or vegan?
Vegan.
Oh my God, all the way.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For how long?
If you're going to do something, do it.
How long have you been doing it?
On and off for years and years. But I went off of it when I had kids. So I was eating like for them,
Yeah, right.
eating chicken and stuff.
That was Kristen's first meet. She was pregnant and she's called me. I was at a restaurant and she said, order me the bison meatloaf sandwich. I was like, you haven't eaten meat in 32 years. She goes, Delta wants a bison meatloaf sandwich.
You know, you got to
Yeah.
give them what they want.
Yeah.
I wanted chicken McNuggets.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah.
Out of health or concern for animals?
Both, really.
Combo.
Yeah. I grew up on a farm in Illinois where my dad would kill our pigs for the dinner table, you know, and I just never loved that, but I ate pork chops because I was told to.
Yeah.
And then I just got to the place where I'm like, nobody's telling me what to eat anymore. So when I was off, like away from the home, I would eat like Lucky Charms and Taco Bell constantly. Because then I was just like, woohoo, freedom from my mom who only let us eat healthy things. And then now just as an adult, I feel like at this phase in my life, I just want to take the best possible care I can of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so scared of dying. So not like, I just, you know, when you have sudden loss around you, unexpected, out of nowhere loss, it just happened again this last week. And you really go, whoa, okay, priorities. Like I want to take the best care of myself. I can. And I love it. I love feeling clean and healthy and waking up clear.
Yeah. Okay, back to Illinois. Yeah, you were on like a 25-acre farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're the youngest of 7?
Yes.
But you're the only child of your dad and your mom, yeah?
It's very Brady Bunch. Well, with that, and then I was like Oliver.
Oh, you were Oliver. Okay.
He wasn't even theirs, but yeah. No, I was the only one by both my parents. So I was the baby.
What was the relationship with the siblings?
They loved their new dad so much, my father.
Yeah.
And they were very happy, you know, and they were excited to have a little baby.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I was everybody's little baby.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the oldest one was 20 some years older than you or something?
Yeah.
And dad didn't have custody of those 6 kids, or did he?
He had his own children. He had 2 sons and a daughter. And he ended up adopting my mom's kids.
Oh, so I got it. So your mom had kids as well.
Right.
It was
She
a
had
true
3 little
Brady
girls.
Bunch.
Yeah. She had 3 girls and he had 2 sons and a girl.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
so you had a mix of step. No, they're all half.
They're all half.
They're all half, but 2 different sets. Well, this is some
That is
permutation.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you to our presenting sponsor, HP, for supporting this episode. Their HP Smart Tank printer is the last printer you'll ever need. Oh, here we go, Monica. With a refillable ink tank and up to 3 years of ink included, so you get thousands of pages of cartridge-free printing. Hallelujah. To learn more, search for HP Smart Tank.
You guys move when you're 13 or something to Arizona to Glendale? What prompted that move?
The weather in Illinois is really harsh, very hard winters. And my father had developed heart disease, cardiovascular disease. So they determined that that was too hard on his heart, the cold weather. And, he liked to work outside and it was just too much for him.
What did he do for a living?
He was an educator. Both my parents were teachers.
Okay.
Yes, he taught adult education. He actually started adult education in the state of Illinois in the 70s. And he loved what he did. He loved teaching adults who had never had the opportunity or the privilege of learning how to read.
Are these people like getting their GED? Is that what that is?
They're people that just want to learn how to read.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Well, not even any necessary goal in mind.
No, I just think to have a better life. Probably.
Yeah. So when you guys moved to Arizona, did they both get jobs as teachers in Arizona?
No, my mom had done Shackley. Have you ever heard of that? It's very long ago.
Selling vitamins.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a multi-level marketing.
Yes. She got so good at it that she ended up getting a pink Cadillac from the company.
Well, they also
very
do a pink
rare.
Cadillac.
They do. Isn't that weird?
They were like, it works at Mary Kay.
We're gonna do
Don't
it.
fuck with what's not broken.
Don't need to reinvent that.
Oh my gosh.
But she left that and then she started another MLM in Arizona.
Okay.
I don't remember what that one was.
So is your garage just like filled with items? That's what we learn about people in MLMs. Like their garage is just like filled with like the vitamins or the drinks.
The stock.
The stock.
Exactly.
Exactly.
My mom had a whole stock room and that was like I love to organize things from a very young age. So I would go in there and organize all the vitamins and the packets and the soup packets and the shake packets.
Yeah.
And those vitamins have a distinct smell.
Shackley?
Yeah. Someone, of course, got my parents in their Target and we own Shack. I don't think anyone ever took them. But when I would just open the cabinet where the Shackleys were, it's like I was hit with this mineral smell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Power
Distinct.
Fragrant.
Especially the soup.
So was it Shackley making the soup as well?
Yes, powdered soup. I actually liked it. You guys.
It was good.
It's pretty
What
good.
flavor? Like
It was like
chicken
cream
noodle?
of chicken or something.
Oh, wow. Powder. Ooh.
I don't think that's an intuitive extension of products.
I
like
agree.
to make vitamins and go to soup.
Yeah.
I make maybe a hair like a shampoo and conditioner that had vitamins in it.
Well, maybe the soup had the vitamins crushed up.
Must have.
Maybe.
Wow.
It had to have been good for you.
Yeah,
Had to.
And was she making money? Because we've had an MLM expert on. And the
Really?
percentage of people who actually make money is very, very, very small. But was she crushing? Was she making a lot of money?
Yeah, she was making enough money. I don't think a lot of money was ever made, but she loved doing it. Like it made her feel alive and she's really great with people. So she loved it.
When you moved to Arizona, he's not taking a teaching job there. She's the primary and only breadwinner at that point.
At that point, yes, because he had a massive heart attack, which prompted us to leave Illinois. And so for a while, she was taking care of supporting him and me. The other girls were already out of the house.
Yeah.
She's a hustler, so she did what she had to do for sure.
When do you start dancing and entering pageants?
That must have been my 8th grade or my freshman year.
Okay.
Yeah, there was like a little dance studio on our corner. My mom and I, we forgot about this. Okay. My mom and dad got separated.
Oh, they went, okay.
I never really understood it because I was so mad about it. But he moved up to Prescott, Arizona.
I don't like how they pronounce that. Just
Prescott.
They say Prescott, but it's spelled Prescott.
Right.
But they say Prescott.
Prescott, like it's a biscuit. No, I did never like it either.
Yes, but he went up to Prescott.
He went up to Prescott and had his little farm up there and was living a quiet life. He didn't like the city.
You don't have any sense of what prompted that?
I really stayed out of their relationship. And I had a room upstairs that I try to stay away from it. I don't like to get into other people's business unnecessarily.
Okay.
Were they fighting a lot?
I never really saw them fight. No.
I am so curious.
I am too now that we're talking about it.
Something can't be going on and I don't know what it is. Like I have to know like what's going on. And if Dad left, I'd say to Mom like, what just happened?
I think I was a teenager. Like I was pretty self-absorbed in my own world, in my own head a lot.
Maybe it's a self-protective mechanism too, because if you find out, maybe the answer is something you really don't want to know. Mm-hmm, and maybe you knew that on some level. Like, I don't really want to know.
I think so. And I was just so upset that I was upset at my mom. But then I would go spend time with my dad up in Prescott and I'd be so bored.
Yeah.
I'd be like, ugh.
Okay. So this makes a little more sense because when I learned that you and Mom moved to LA at 16, something precedes that. You're at a pageant.
Right.
And you meet a manager, and this again, and you say it in the book. By most accounts, this is a dicey scenario, right? So explain what happens at the pageant.
I was like 15 and I was in a pageant, like a one-time deal. I thought it was for a dance scholarship so I could go to college and become a dance teacher or dancer. Turns out I wasn't that good. But I did dance as my talent in that show, and it was in like Laughlin, Nevada or something. And he was one of the judges. Like somebody had called in a favor to him and said, "Can you come be a judge for me? I can't do it." And so he was like, he lived in New York City. He was the head of casting. So he said to his wife, "Yeah, let's go do it for my friend and we'll have a trip out of it."
Yeah.
So he had brought his wife, thank God, which made it a little less weird.
Yes.
But he did come up to us.
Scott, what's his name?
His name's Randy.
Oh, Randy.
Randy James, and we call him Mr. Showbiz, but he's a legend. I've been with him ever since I was 15 years old.
That's crazy. And he says, "I think you could be in showbiz." But this is a middle-aged man saying to a 15-year-old girl in a pageant, "I think you could be in showbiz."
Right.
Like alarm bells are normally going off.
For sure. My mom was right there with me and his wife was right there with it. It was actually Kelly's idea for him to approach me.
Wow.
Because he was in casting. Like he was always looking for the next thing.
I have a question. If you're the baby of the family and you're blonde and cute, and then you go into pageants, do you start sensing your value is your cuteness? And what does that do? Have you explored that? Like to be the object of such affection in that way and to be kind of getting told your value is this cuteness. How does that set your own
self-esteem
and identity?
Yeah. It does affect it for sure.
Yeah.
Once I moved to Hollywood and started becoming a success so young, that's when I really start to recognize it and have, a lot of thoughts in my head about it.
I guess I think every kid should get adored. And I also think you can be too adored. I think it can be dangerous to get too adored.
It is. I don't like being adored.
Well, and also I can imagine once the family adoration stops, it's like there's this big hole that you've only been formatted for that. And you now need that.
Right. I needed to go seek it from boys.
Yeah.
I wanted to get it from girls. That was never really worked out in junior high and high school. So I was just isolated and would really just try to get it from the boys. I had a boyfriend.
Starting what grade?
Wow.
Right out of the gates?
Freshman year.
Okay.
He was a senior.
None in middle school, junior high?
No. Well, I did kiss Ray Padilla.
Oh, good. Congratulations,
Ray.
Yeah.
Job, good for Ray.
Yeah.
Was he your age or was he older?
He was older, much older.
28?
He was not 28.
Randy's age.
He was already in high school. Yeah.
Okay.
He was hot.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. But then, you're in a loop of getting validation. That's where you can get a quick hit.
Yeah. And you start to seek that, I guess.
Yes, of course.
As much as you hate it, it's this weird, it's like a dichotomy because that's the only thing that's what you think your worth is. Like you go to that like a heat-seeking missile, but at the same time, it repulses you.
You want to be appreciated and adored for other qualities, but that's not what's being offered.
We all want what we don't.
Yeah, we want what we don't have.
Grass is always green.
Yeah.
But I will say the thing that was rewarded to me I'm a little bit more in control of it, right? Like I can generate comedy.
Funny.
Yeah. And comedy doesn't have a shelf, although it does a little bit. In general, I can pursue that, So it's interesting. The thing I wanted, I guess I'm probably more grateful that the only thing I got really applauded for was being clever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have rather be applauded for being clever.
And I went on to be, I wish I was just hot.
Same.
I mean, but it's better than just really, I didn't know what I was other than that. Like I didn't have any other, I did okay in school. So I wasn't like the smart one, but I was just the baby and the cute one.
Yeah.
And the one that everybody wanted to like take care of.
Touch and pick up and squeeze cheeks of. And
right. You know, when you're trying to figure out who you are as a, young teen, that starts to really happen, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't get a sense of who I was outside of that.
But then this career path presents itself, which is perfect. You've kind of been, hand built for you to be good at this thing. So he says this, you could have a future. And you, to your credit, you take it serious. You start taking acting classes.
I don't know why. Like I had never wanted to be an actress. I never thought, I want to be famous. I didn't play in theater at all. Like I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But I guess I just saw it as an opportunity. And anytime I've ever seen an opportunity in my life, I go for it and do my best. Like I have a very strong work ethic, I think from my parents and growing up on a farm like that. So I just really throw myself into something. And my mom was supportive and said, oh, that could be interesting and fun. Let's do it. And she moved out here with me.
That explained the separation's not in the book. And I'm like, how did Dad handle that mom's moving to LA?
They did a lot of back and forth.
Okay.
They were separated, but then he was unwell again. And so she moved back to be with him.
Okay.
And take care of him.
Okay. So you get to LA. Is it exciting or terrifying?
I didn't know enough to be terrified, honestly. I'm from a farm in Illinois and I lived in Phoenix for a couple of years, but I didn't know what I was getting into on any level. I never I had posters of Madonna in my bedroom when I was little and Michael Jackson and Mary Lou Retton.
Yeah.
And so,
she was a queen.
Yeah.
Remember her McDonald's commercial? She was in a Corvette.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she, I didn't really know about fame or acting or the whole world of an actress or an actor. I just jumped in.
And pretty quickly, this would have knocked me over if I was on. You were on Growing Pains before you were 18, right? I mean, that was the show.
I think that was my first or second job.
Yeah,
at its height. Yeah.
Did you interface with Kirk Cameron?
I did in a very odd way. Like I was a girl in a car next to him in his car and with his buddies or whatever.
Yeah,
and I had one line in the whole show. Well, it was actually 3 words: sticky, sticky, sticky. No idea why. That was my line.
Okay.
Also, what a blessing as far as the first line you got to memorize.
Oh, true.
Just one word you got to memorize. One word.
What
and
if you were
hopefully
like,
you remember it 3 times.
I could
Is it 4 times or 2 times? It's 3 times we told you.
Oh my God. Yeah. So that was my first. And then I did a Barbara Eden show where I played her daughter, which I was like beside myself with excitement because she was Jeannie, I grew up watching her on I Dream of Jeannie.
Also, I would imagine you're drawn to like matriarchs. Like your mom's a breadwinner. Then you meet this woman. She's a star of her own show. She's had this other success. I'd imagine it's appealing to see women being self-sufficient. And
Yeah, I was so inspired by my mom and her that they made life happen.
Back to Kirk Cameron. There wasn't a girl in America that didn't think he was cute. Am I right?
I don't think so.
Right.
I wasn't even a fan of the show.
They were ruled dead, the ones that didn't find him to be cute. Right.
No, I wasn't like a big Kirk Cameron fan or anything.
Oh, you weren't?
No, I didn't watch. I watched the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
I Dream of Jeannie, Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
That's very sheltered.
Green Acres?
Green Acres.
Sure.
Oh, the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, great programming.
Oh my gosh.
Also, I have no clue when those originally aired because when we were watching them, they were reruns in the daytime when you stayed home from school. Yeah. I didn't know if they came from the 30s or the 60s or the 40s. Yeah.
No idea.
No, still don't know when.
Probably should look
like
that
Beverly Hillbillies. It was in black and white.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Until it wasn't.
When the fuck was that show made? Because I was watching it in 82, like it came.
It had to be in the 70s. I think the Brady Bunch was probably 70s.
That is, at least stylistically, it's a giveaway.
It's
color. Full 70s. Orange everything, shag carpet, the haircuts, the fucking bell bottoms. Yeah. But these other, like a farm show, you can't set it with the style, the Beverly Hillbillies. Everyone's dressed in tuxedos or silly hillbilly
Suspenders,
clothes. Yeah. Grapes of Wrath
Or like
clothes.
Bewitched. That was probably the 50s, right?
I think 60s. Darren looked very 60s mod,
Right.
didn't he?
Okay,
He did. Very,
wow.
what's that show nowadays?
Oh, Mad Men.
Mad Men.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
we got
Thank you.
Then also weirdly, you did a show that Jason Priestley was on before 90210.
Yes, yes.
What was that?
We met on a set called Teen Angel Returns.
Oh.
Say it again.
Teen Angel
Oh,
Returns. He was a teen angel
yeah, he was.
who would come down and help people,
Sure.
Wow.
usually girls.
Oh,
Usually beautiful girls.
Yeah. There was apparently a Teen Angel one. But
Right,
this was
'cause
Teen
he
Angel
returned.
Returns.
Okay.
Yeah. So I met him on that, and we instantly fell into this great rhythm of brother-sister energy.
He's older than you or a similar age?
He's a little older.
Okay. And he was a little more seasoned, yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, he's star of this.
star of the movie.
He was
a
an
Disney
angel.
movie.
Yeah,
God's
yeah.
sakes.
But he was just cool. He was just so nice. He's the nicest guy on earth, I think.
Well, now here's where I want to back up. The book weirdly is an outgrowth of a podcast, which is weirdly outgrowth of rewatching
Right.
90210.
Yeah.
Explain why you didn't watch it originally.
Well, first of all, we were always working. It was like 16, 18-hour days.
Uh-huh.
You go home, you sleep, you get up at 5 and you come right back. Everyone was pretty much there every day.
Oh, really?
It was, yeah, they kept us.
Yeah, I imagine they weren't being helpful. Like if
Yeah.
they bring in all day
And we
long.
had no, say in anything. So
Yeah.
we would just sit around and wait
Right.
in our little dressing rooms or our little honey wagons,
Yeah, yeah.
And I think they wanted us together all the time,
Mm.
Which-
Oh.
probably really helped the energy between us,
Helped and hurt, I think, as we'll find out.
Yes.
A little bit of
A
both.
little bit of both. So I never watched it.
You didn't?
No, I never watched it. I would see dailies sometimes,
Mhm.
and that would be plenty for me. Like I've never been one to love sitting down until recently.
Yeah.
But I would just get too in my head, feel too insecure, feel
Yeah.
just
Fraudulent.
Sucks.
feel like I don't know her. What is that?
What am I doing? Am I making
Is
any
she
choices?
good? I have no
Doing-
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you sat down to watch it because you were going to do a podcast, a rewatch podcast.
Mhm.
My first curiosity is like, we all have this reel in our head of what things look like and felt like from our past. And it's very, very unique to be able to, like, if I could go back and watch myself at 18, I guarantee it wouldn't match that well with what I think
Mhm.
what my memory has corrupted it to be now.
Mhm.
Were you having any kind of disjointed, like, oh my God, well, this is not like,
Well, it's weird because I was going back and looking at my younger self, but that wasn't me.
right.
That was a character in a
Right.
world that was produced, It's weird to watch. Yes, that's me playing that character as a young girl, but also that girl had no idea who she was.
Uh-huh.
So it's hard for me to really identify. But when I did go back to watch the very first episode, it was really moving because I had so much sympathy for that young girl because I could see past the character, past the scenes, like to the core of the person.
You were seeing the nervousness.
The nervousness, the insecurity, the fear, just all the things.
How about even physically? Like, were you like, oh, I look different than I thought I looked at that time?
I don't think so. I
No.
think I've had definitely a better appreciation for that those years of
Right?
hotness. I was like, wow, look at her go.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, here's my example. Like, I was always like, I got to get in better shape. Right. This is constantly. And then I'll see pictures of myself at like 19. I'm like, you were
great
fine.
shape,
Like,
right?
you look
Yeah.
like an athletic
I know.
18-year-old
You always
boy.
worry about, is my butt too big or my
Yeah.
body's not right? Or
Like that would even be.
Yeah, it's like what a
probably-
waste. You can look back and say like what a waste of energy that was, but I don't think you can escape it.
And
No,
I
you
wasted
can't.
that.
You have to feel all that.
Like even worse, you're like, fuck, I should have been enjoying
You
that.
should have been living it
What
up.
a waste of
strutting around in a
exactly
banana
Extra
hammock.
I should have worn more Speedos. Absolutely. What were those board
missed
shorts doing?
opportunity.
So I similarly, I watched Parenthood with my kids like I hadn't seen it in probably 8 years or something, or 9 years. And when I watched it and they laughed the entire way through, I just cried the whole time.
Oh,
I was like, I just remember how much I loved Peter and May and all these people. And I did, and Craig T. Nelson. I was just like, oh my God, I got to spend like the most precious time with these people. And I just was overwhelmed with what a sweet thing that was.
Yeah.
And I just was so emotional for like the first 3 episodes. I couldn't get over. Were you having any of those swelly feelings?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Because that was what a great group of people. And we all took for granted that we got to live that life together.
Yeah.
And also there's just this like invisible string that connects us all.
And 2 of the cast members have passed.
At that point, one of them had passed, I believe. Luke.
Shannon had?
No,
Luke had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, when you're seeing him, is it like heartbreaking?
Yeah. It was definitely very hard to watch. Like I couldn't really watch. But then I started to get really sucked in to the storyline.
Oh, the plot was
and then all I wanted to see was Dylan.
Yeah.
I want to see him woo more girls.
Yeah.
He's so good at it. I remember they wouldn't see me for it because I didn't have that much resume, you know?
Angel Returns wasn't out.
No, it wasn't enough. Apparently, Growing Pains didn't get me in there.
Yeah. What was your 3 words? Sticky. Now, what if you sent that tape?
You forgot.
I know. You would not have booked it.
What if you sent that tape, though, and they put it in?
Oh, God.
Sticky. And that was the end of the reel.
She's the reel.
We want her.
I don't care. She's on the other side of the planet. Let's get her.
No, but Mr. Showbiz, Randy, my manager, was friends with Tony. I can't remember his last name, but he was the head of spelling casting. So they were friends, you know, in business. And he called Tony and said, I heard you. You don't want to see her, but please. He was like, do this for me as a friend.
Oh,
so
nice.
I went in to see him in his office. And then from his office, we went into Mr. Spelling's office.
Wow.
Where there were like, I don't know, it felt like 50 men. But it was probably 10, maybe 8, probably.
And did you audition in front of him?
Mm-hmm. And all those people, yeah.
Oh my, how nerve-wracking was that?
Extremely.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you suppose you did well enough? That seems overwhelming at that stage.
I don't know. I mean, I was just so distracted. There was like bowls of cigarettes out.
Oh, great.
This is so old school.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then him and his pipe and just them all just like staring. And I don't know, I just went into some sort of beast mode and did my scene.
Yeah. I wonder if you disassociated a bit.
Oh, yeah. That's
went
something
somewhere
I like
else
to do a lot.
Yeah.
It can be helpful.
Yeah.
Yes. But I remember leaving that building with Randy. We were walking back to our car and I heard someone say, "Hey, Jennie." And I turned around and it was Aaron hanging out the window saying, like he went like that, like thumbs up.
Oh.
Thank God he didn't fall out the window.
I know. It was like a big opening too. And he's a tiny man.
And this is back in the day, obviously, you went and did a pilot.
Yes, we did the pilot.
And then you got to wait to see if it gets picked up.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you're very naive. Did you have a sense of what was coming? Did you even consider, like, what were the goals at the time? Like, oh, I hope they order 13 so I get paychecks.
I had no understanding of the workings of the business.
Like you probably they explained this is a pilot and then.
Now we'll wait and see.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Was it fun making the pilot? Like, what are your memories of that?
Yeah, really fun because I just stepped into a whole new world of people my age. And we were all there doing this, creating something together, which I had never really experienced.
Yeah.
And all doing our parts, you know, individually. And it was just really cool, really inspiring. And it was like, I thought, oh, this is a nice world to be a part of.
And there were varying levels of experience between all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you say in the book, Jason Priestley was pretty immediately like the patriarch.
He came from Sister Kate, which was a big show back then.
Okay.
He was like one of the stars of that show. And so he had definitely, and Shannon had worked
on Heathers.
Oh, yeah.
I think in something else. She was on Little House on the Prairie, for God's sake. So she had a lot of experience.
But had you seen Heathers? I was obsessed with Heathers.
I had not seen Heathers.
You were on Brady Bunch still.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I wasn't exposed to much.
Yeah.
But that's probably helpful because if you're there and I think that would allow for more fraudulent feelings. If you've been like keeping up and you've seen Heathers and you like know what's going on, I think you could show up and be like, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
But it's also a lot to ask a lot of 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-olds to wield their experience ethically. So like if I were Shannon, I might think I'm too good for this thing. Like do people come with attitudes?
I feel like the people that had experience definitely felt as if they knew what they were doing a lot more. I did feel green. I felt like lucky to be there.
Yeah.
You know, I did feel probably less than or inferior to some of the people on the cast.
Yeah.
Just innately.
But you were good at learning how to be the baby of a scenario. Like, were you able to be like, own that and let them take care of you?
I don't feel like there was a lot of taking care of. It was kind of like man for himself.
It was dog eat dog.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's what I was curious about, like the dynamics between all the people.
It's a lot of attention to share when you're that age.
Yeah, and
ensemble.
it's so many eyes on that show and people's favorites and so much going on.
Yeah, it got really difficult as the show went on. After the first season, they started really sort of taking my character and Shannon's character and pitting them against one another in storyline. And then that would in turn turn the media and in turn turn the audience. And so that's when the whole like girl against girl really became apparent that that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
We are supported by HP. My mental to-do list is already full. Fix something around the house, refill prescriptions, remember to text someone back, keep track of a million little life things. The last thing I want on that list is, don't forget printer ink.
No, it's horrible.
It's the bane of everyone's existence. What if you could just take that off your list for years?
The dream.
That's the idea behind the HP Smart Tank printer from America's most trusted printer brand. Instead of those tiny cartridges that always seem to run out at the worst time, the HP Smart Tank uses a refillable ink tank, and it comes with up to 3 years of ink included. It's built to be simple, the easiest tank printer you'll ever use, with the best print quality, period. It's the last printer you'll ever need. I've definitely been in this situation where something that should take 2 minutes turns into a whole thing. Like I need to print tickets and get out the door, but then I realize I'm out of ink and have to deal with it right then. With the HP Smart Tank, that's just not something you're dealing with all the time. It's one of those things that just works when you need it to. If you want to take one more thing off your mental to-do list, search for HP Smart Tank. We are supported by Allstate. Checking Allstate first could save you hundreds on car insurance. That's smart. Not checking your phone's battery before heading out, that'll get you every time. Of course, your phone dies on the way to meet someone, leaving you wandering around quietly panicking about being in the wrong spot. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Co. and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
They honed the sword on that, and then when Desperate Housewives came along, they were like, "We know how to do this."
Make them all fight all the time.
But sometimes, though, even though it's not based in anything, once it takes on a life of its own, it can start impacting the real dynamic between you two. No?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were young. I didn't know how to deal with that,
Yeah.
and I thought it was real.
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
you're reading something.
We're reading, and I'm emoting, and I'm like and then the camera cuts, and it's a little odd because we just had a
Big fight.
or some sort of really ugly words to one another.
Yeah.
And then just having that supported by, there was no internet then. It would have been a lot worse.
Oh, can you imagine?
Whew. But it was so supported by the continued writing, and then just the fans, like, because they used to send us out a lot. Like they used to send me out. I don't know about, I don't know if Shannon did a lot, but I would go out. The guys would go out a lot and do signings, car shows. Remember the days when they would send you to a car show to sign autographs?
Sure.
I was stoked because I got a free car out of one of those.
Oh.
I did.
What
And
did you get?
Oh my God. It was a green, like gorgeous, sparkly emerald green Corvette.
Oh, wow.
No, you didn't.
Oh my
Corvette,
God.
you
They
guys.
gave you a Corvette?
Yes.
I know that color, that green. It's
Oof.
I know the color. This would have been like a 92 Corvette or something.
Wow.
I want to attempt to explain the size of Beverly Hills 90210 because I don't think I was saying to my kids, they like often ask me who I'm interviewing, or maybe they heard me say to my wife, I was interviewing you. My wife goes like, oh, 90210, you guys was so big. Like you can't imagine like K-pop then plus some like, so I looked up all the numbers and to put it in reference, you guys maintained an 11 share for most of the 10 years, right? An 11 share. So currently the NFL, which is the biggest show on television by a factor of 5, gets like a 2.8 to a 3.2. Grey's Anatomy gets a 0.4.
That's wild.
Yes, you guys got an 11 and you had 20 million viewers a week for like 5 of the 10 years.
Right.
There's no real comp in modern television
it doesn't work that way anymore.
So it's like when you're listening, you kind of got to imagine it's like, it's in the Taylor Swift era. It's like a cultural phenomena.
That also lasted way beyond it. So like I watched it. And
you watched it? Well, how old were you? Were you not supposed to be watching
But I mean,
came out when she was 3.
I watched reruns.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. Like it still held its value through my generation. Like my generation watched it.
Because your mom probably watched it.
Maybe.
And then I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
It's my mom's favorite show.
I was obsessed with it.
It was
why were you so obsessed with it?
Oh my God, I was in Detroit, right? It came out when I would have been 15. It was such a glitzy world. Right. I mean, the poor kids driving a 65 Mustang convertible, Jason Priestley. And then, Dylan's driving a fucking convertible Porsche.
Collector
from the
edition.
50s.
Yeah.
The mansions, everyone's hot.
Yeah.
The dudes are cool. Like it was such wish fulfillment.
So many bathing suits.
Yes. If you're like in any place other than California, it's like so exciting.
Because you didn't have access to knowing what any of that world looked like.
Exactly. There's no Instagram. You're not seeing other people live this life. If you don't see it on TV or you don't take a vacation there, you don't see it. So your options were Baywatch and then this show to understand maybe what California, this dream place was like. And I was so captivated. I remember on a trip to LA, we were like, when I was 20 years old, Aaron and I wanted to like see what the Viper Room was. And all of a sudden coming out of the Viper Room was Amber Thiessen at peak 90210 things. And then she booted in the parking lot and some guy from the show is screaming at us to give him some privacy, but we don't care. Like I do have compassion for people who treat me terribly. I'm like, and then these people, they're on TV. Yeah. What's going on in this parking lot? Yeah. It was I couldn't believe how exciting it was. So I was part of the problem for sure. I'm sure.
And people tell me I moved to America because of your show. Like, because they saw what they wanted to live and they were like, I'm going there.
Yeah. They thought all of America was that.
Yeah. So I didn't look up the international numbers, but I bet they're absolutely shocking because I went on a Euro pass when I was 19 and I was at hostels and they played Baywatch and 90210. So it was a hugely international show too, right?
It was. We had so many different languages dubbed into our mouths.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. So after the first year, how are you adjusting? Like you're clearly getting recognized everywhere you go. How is that experience?
They sent me out on a couple events.
Talk about the zoo one with you and Luke.
Luke, there were just thousands of people. We definitely were animals in a zoo. That's what we felt like.
Yeah.
And they had us in I can't remember, I think it was the bird enclosure to get to the signing area where they had set it up. And we went and it was impossible because it was dangerous for the kids were pushing and shoving and screaming and fainting. And
oh my God.
Yeah, there were lots of melees at these signings. So that had to get canceled. So many of them got canceled.
Yeah.
Like 10,000 people showed up at one mall.
To the malls. Terrifying. Because you're on those little platform riser things they put you up on and like a folding table and it's just shaking and rocking. People are sweating and crying and passing out. And literally medics are carrying people off.
Oh my God. Yeah, remember when people would faint because of hotness? Oh, yeah. Because of looking at someone hot? Yeah. That's done.
No, I see people at concerts dropping out still.
I think that's because they're on drugs.
Rock stars can still garner
even
that,
today,
but not actors.
When fans of the original show meet us, they are They don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, from your point of view, if you didn't know the context and you're just looking out at the sea of people, you could only conclude there is a natural disaster happening outside, right? Like you'd have to think there was like a earthquake happening or something.
No.
It's pandemonium.
It was pandemonium. And so after that started happening, I started to develop agoraphobia. Like I wouldn't go. I never left my house.
Right.
Yeah. How could you?
I wanted to go to the mall. I wanted to, do things that
Hit the food court.
young
Taco
people
Bell.
were doing.
Yeah.
But I just didn't. And I got scared.
And then also, which could help or hurt you. So your father's heart condition gets worse
Mm-hmm.
and you get a place in San Ynez Valley. Yeah.
Yeah.
A ranch.
Yeah. After a few years on the show, I got a ranch there.
And you move them to the ranch.
Mm-hmm. They came from Arizona. They moved.
So now, did they get back together for this?
Yeah, they were back together. Since my mom had gone back
Okay.
and she was taking care of him, they had found this new like empty nester rhythm, and it was working for them and they seemed very happy.
Yeah.
And then I uprooted them and said, I need you. I need something to keep me grounded and feeling like I know anything.
Yeah.
And so they moved 2 hours north and then I would go there all the time to be with them. Instead of going out partying, I would go be with my parents.
Wow.
Yeah. So you said you kind of
Smart.
missed all the weekend debauchery that would happen with the other cast members.
Yeah.
The upside of that is like you didn't get in any trouble really. But would you get to work on Monday? Did you not have FOMO? Would you be trying to find out like, oh, who did what and who?
Yeah, I think there was a bit like an internal FOMO that I really didn't even know what that was,
Mhm.
but I felt left out probably.
Yeah.
And like, but inside rationalizing it, like, I don't want that. So it's okay. And that sounds like too much for me. I didn't know how to handle more.
Right.
That's wise.
But
at
I
that
did have,
age.
it was just like instinctual, I think,
Yeah.
from where I came from.
But even though it's a contradiction, I can see it being very natural, which is like you've removed yourself from that. And then also you could feel like they're not including you.
Right.
Right.
They're not including you, or you're just, you're not cool.
You're not cool.
Mm-mm.
Did you have those feelings like, oh, they're cool and I'm not? I'm not like
Yeah.
built for this.
It was hard because I would hear about what happened on the weekends, and I would even see it in the press.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I would think, wow, I wonder what that's like. Like, but also I don't want that. Like, that seems like scary. And I don't want to lose myself. I don't want to lose myself into that world.
Yeah, reading between the lines a bit from your book, you don't explicitly say, but it sounds like you are in desperate need of some mooring. It's to anchor to something. Like it's obvious from your actions that you felt like you were sucked up into a tornado.
Yeah.
Because you get married really young.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. So
you meet a drummer. Is he on the show? How do you meet the drummer?
It was through a friend that invited me to see his band. And I went and he was the drummer and we just sort of hit it off. And yeah, we got married. I don't even know how that happened.
Like how quickly after meeting
I think
him?
I was 21. If my daughter came to me and said, I'm 21, I'm getting married, I'd be like, no, you're not.
I know. It was a different time a little bit. People got married younger, I think, a little bit then.
I think the whole world was still going, why would this 21-year-old on this show be getting married right now?
You know what? In retrospect, he was a big guy. He had the presence of my father, who I thought was going to die any minute.
Yeah.
I was trying to replace that sort of, like you said, tethering, that sort of.
You're looking for
safety.
stability. He embodies physical stability.
Yeah,
That's
protection.
about it, right?
Now here's the part you don't like dig super deep into, but I'm curious. So he moves into your house.
Mm-hmm.
You build a recording studio for him. You buy him Harleys.
Mm-hmm.
There's something in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we think is in there?
I am very giving. Like, I like to make people happy. I like to make money so that I can make other people happy, or my family. I like to give things. I get, my dad a truck and bought the ranch for them to live on. Like, I help, other family members. Like, I feel like I am given this position to make money for other people's benefit a lot of the time.
Yeah, but it's almost impossible, and especially when you're young, to proceed that way and not be resentful at the people that you're doing all this for? Because you're like, I'm doing all this for you and you're drunk and don't give a shit. Like, was there not also like some resentment?
No, I think I sort of made that like more of it wasn't resentment, it was sadness. Like that wasn't enough for you to not go and drink all night with your friends, or why would you want to do that when I'm here?
Mm-hmm.
I have some, I battle some of that too. Like if I'm being very generous, I have to think, am I doing this so that they can't leave me?
Mm-hmm.
So that there's like
That's what I'm circling.
Look at what I've done. I've invested in you, or I've given you so much. You can't leave me. And then they do, or they go do their own thing. And then you feel like really hurt.
In my mind, it never felt like I'm investing in you. I'm doing this so that you won't leave me. But that was probably yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was never like at the end of that relationship when it was falling apart, and I was never like, look at all I've given you and you still, I never thought that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now, as a woman who really understands how hard it is to make a living to support your family and how hard you have to work, I do have more of a connection with like, I work really hard. And I feel like if you want to be in my family, it has to be a team effort. We have to all work together to make this work in whatever capacity we're able to. But back then I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And at the risk of like really opening up a wound, because you have the cute appeal, that also wears off for all people.
Right.
And like, because you wanted more of a substantive attraction to you, do you think also there was some reality of like, yeah, he thought you were the cutest thing in the world. And then 6 months later, that wasn't as exciting and there's no second gear for this relationship?
Yes. I think that, my life maintained its ridiculous schedule and having no real life of my own outside of work.
Yeah.
Because I had to get up so early every day and be there so long. I think I wasn't as fun as he thought I would be.
Because maybe as advertised.
Right. As one would assume.
If you're watching the show, you have an idea about all of you guys. And I bet you're like, no, I'm a person.
Yeah.
I'm not that girl.
I'm not. And by nature, I'm not a person that's walking around with rainbows flowing out of my ass. I was born blue. And I don't know if a lot of people know what that means, but just like not rainbowy, just built more thoughtful, introverted.
Tiny bit melancholy?
Yeah, tiny bit blue. Like, my dad would always say, are you feeling blue? And I would say, yeah. I don't know why. I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then he would take me for ice cream. So then I figured out, oh, that's a reward for feeling blue. So I must have reinforced it. But I'm not like a yippity skippity person all the time.
If you're searching for stability, even this shitty version of stability is going to be more stable than when you pull the plug and you're back to the drawing board.
Right.
I can imagine you measuring those two things and feeling like, well, it's better than zero stability, which will be the outcome.
I think I was just blindly brave at that point. Like I didn't know what that would feel like. So I just was able to do it. So we separated. And then of course I met somebody during that separation and that made it a lot easier. It always makes it easier when there's someone else.
Yes.
So then I finalized the divorce and started a relationship with my second husband.
Okay, let's talk about Luke for a second because he's in the book.
Yeah.
And you describe basically him shining his light on you and how powerful that was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that light. I thought I was the only one that felt it. I really did. I was such a sucker.
No, that's part of that. That's part of that personality.
Right. But I came to soon realize that he shined that same light on everyone. And that was just the nature of Luke and why people were gravitated towards him and loved him. And they felt so seen and appreciated by him.
But you admit in the book, you were pretty in love with him.
Yeah, he was definitely my first real love.
What do you think kept it from escalating?
Probably he kept it from escalating because he had a real strong moral compass at the same time. He loved me, but he didn't want to ruin me. And I think that he knew if we got involved, it would ruin me.
He knew he wasn't going to be able to commit to you.
I don't think under those circumstances, no.
Right.
No.
Yeah, when I was reading it, I got to be honest, I felt a little maybe defensive of him. He's just this person moving through life. And the way he is, people are falling in love with. It's not disingenuous of him that he interacted with you, just the way he interacts.
Yeah, but it was a little more than that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
There was, in order to maintain that chemistry for the show, for the cameras.
Yeah.
And he liked to have chemistry with whoever he worked with. So he would put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
And I felt, as naive as I was, I thought that that was him loving me. Like I felt like he really valued me.
Yeah.
And I didn't see him doing that with everyone else until later.
Yeah, this sounds terribly painful. You had to watch then over the next few years, different co-stars come in and out and him create that with everyone.
Right. Whether I was mistaken and just stupid, I felt that we had something really special. And I have every belief that we did have something special because we were friends all our lives after that, and there's always a special, I think anybody that was around us probably could tell.
That's a blessing he didn't go all the way because that allowed you to stay friends, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. I was very conflicted with my friendship after that point.
Yeah.
Because I guess I was heartbroken, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you felt betrayed, I assume. To some degree, maybe?
I guess, yeah. It really instilled in me even more of a feeling of you can't trust people.
Yeah. And you can't trust yourself.
You can't trust yourself because look what you've fallen for. And like, I don't know. I mean, if he had, I think we would have probably definitely dated. I don't know that we never really dated. We were always at work together, but it was always a very like strong flirtation. Always.
And you got to kiss in scenes.
We were constantly making out.
Oh my God. Was
groping
that not
each other.
Yeah.
It was so layered.
Yeah.
I wasn't experienced at that point with making out with guys on camera and knowing that didn't translate into real life at all. And then also being like, of course, stupid, that's not real. You're acting. But it felt real. And now I'm very clear because of those learnings of getting it blurry. Now it's very easy for me to have chemistry in 1 second with somebody and then just the next second be like normal.
Dead to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
what was your name?
Yeah. Yeah. No, but just like, it's easy for me to define now.
Right. Boundaries, I guess that's what they're called.
Yeah, you learn those.
Now, people left the show, and I'm curious what that did to the little microcosm of the world. Like, Shannon left after the 4th season.
Right.
I did get to read a little bit about things that were going on, which is she was perpetually late, didn't care when she was late. They kind of wanted to get rid of her. She wanted to leave, but then she had second thoughts. She cut her hair in the middle of an episode.
Oh, wow.
That was the final straw.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think there was some decisions just to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I can do what I want.
Yeah.
And I was watching from the sidelines going, wow, she really can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool.
Yeah. Was it cool or were you trying to figure out like, what's her problem with all this?
As a fellow Aries, there's that part of me with the horns that understands it. Because we don't like to be told what to do or what we can and can't do. And sometimes in the face of being told what we can't do, we're like, oh, really?
Right.
Watch me. And being both incredibly independent women from such a very young age, she also had a dad with heart problems and she supported her family and took care of her family. They were her first priority at all times. And there was a lot going on for her that no one knew about. And there was a lot, there were all the struggles of trying to figure out how to have healthy relationships and be in her position. Not easy.
Yeah.
Very difficult to navigate. You know, that confusion, I think, caused some defiance or anger naturally, trying to control some things, you know?
Yeah, anything you can.
So I think, when she was late, it was annoying for everyone. We were all there on time, you know, ready when we were supposed to be ready, and the crew was waiting. You know, that was hard to work with. And I didn't know then a lot of what she was going through until we became women and discussed it more openly.
Yeah.
And, you know, I heard her saying, like, people didn't really understand what I was going through at the time. And I never really considered that at that young age. But I did have this, like, sort of respect for her, like an unknown, non-understood respect for her.
Also, I mean, you guys are young and you're the stars. Like, I can imagine being young and a star and like, you're not telling me I'm the reason this show works. We're the reason this show works, not you telling me what to do. Like, I could see that getting very out of hand.
Yeah.
With these stars of the biggest show ever.
And it sounds like they were like, oh, these are young kids. We can kind of have them here nonstop. I mean, that's what's crazy, that you're on an ensemble and you worked as much as you did. That's generally the gift of an ensemble. The other thing that blew my mind is I didn't realize you guys did 32 episodes a year.
I
don't think like, now we marvel at shows that did 24.
Right.
But you guys did 32. How many months a year were you shooting the show? Like,
we had 3
10?
months, like 2.5 months off in the summer.
Uh-huh.
And then maybe a month-ish off at the Christmas.
Uh-huh.
So it was a lot. We were there a lot.
Yeah.
I always joke and say it was like we were kept in jail, because it was like this isolated sound studio in Van Nuys, California, which was just industry. It's like not nice.
It was like a commercial park, right?
Yeah, there's like car crushing on one side and a porn studio on the other side of our stages. So it was very like forbidden, like people didn't go there.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted. And we were inside this building that they had transformed into a sound studio, even though you could hear every airplane going into Van Nuys Airport all day long. Never held for planes more in my life. I felt so sequestered. So just confined.
You meet your second husband.
Yeah.
And then you guys have your first daughter pretty quick. 97?
Yep. She was born in 97. That was a surprise.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense because you get married in 01.
Yes. We were not ready. We were not ready to get married yet.
Uh-huh.
I think the analogy was our boat wasn't strong enough to survive the ocean. So I waited for the boat to get stronger, but I had a baby.
Yeah.
And I was a brand new mom. I was so focused on keeping the baby alive.
Yeah. You're 25?
24, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like out at the Viper Room throwing up in the parking lot. Dax Shepard and Aaron Weekly are gawking at them, but you're raising a baby. I would imagine this is like, there's challenges, but I would also imagine this is finally the tether you're probably looking for in life, right? Where you have an identity that's outside of this other quite confusing identity.
Yeah. I felt like this was my purpose.
Right.
Like I didn't know my purpose within that world of acting, the show, all of that, fame.
Yeah.
But I knew my purpose immediately when I had a baby.
And what do you think that inoculated you against that other cast members were dealing with that you were relieved of?
Just the tabloids, just the being, I was exhausted in a different way, but not from partying, which is a very different kind of exhaustion.
Yeah.
I think mostly I was not focused on myself any longer. And that was like that. I always think that having kids saved my life. Having Luca, my first daughter, saved my life, because I could have seen me going into this self-important swirl of, a spiral where all you think about is yourself and your business and your worth and all that stuff.
Yes.
And I didn't think about that anymore.
I do think that's the huge gift if you're in this business that kids give you, is they don't give a shit about whether or not your movie opened.
They don't care.
They're not going to be sympathetic to that. You still got to, you got to get up and do whatever. You got to go to Travel Town and take them to see the trains, whether the movie opened or not.
Right.
Which is good for you.
It's good for you because it makes you think of, as an actor, I think people assume that we're very self-absorbed.
Yeah.
And we are very self-absorbed,
Yeah.
to a certain degree.
Well, it requires you to concentrate on getting it and maintaining it it becomes your entire,
Yeah.
it's all you see.
Well, I always said I'm the CEO of me. Like I have to run my business.
Yeah.
This is my business, I guess. Okay.
Yeah. So therefore you have to think about you.
You have to think about you a lot.
Yeah.
And I get so fucking bored with myself and irritated that I'm having to like think about me. I'm doing it a lot more now in my life than I ever have because my kids are out of the house.
Yeah.
So I'm able to like focus on things that I need to focus on a little bit more or want to focus on.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
It was a interesting time. I remember doing one scene. I felt very different. And Gabrielle had a baby, I think a year or two before me on the show, but then she ended up leaving. And she was quite older than all of us.
She was like 36 or something.
I don't think she was 36.
Everyone always said, they're like, she was so old.
I don't think she was quite.
Rob, look up how old she was. I'm almost certain she was
36?
36 at some point on that.
Maybe at
show.
the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she had her baby and kind of left the show.
I want to say for the record, she's still a babe. I thought she was a smoke show. I didn't care if she was
Andrea
36.
was hot.
Maybe she was or wasn't
Smart,
that.
hot
But I do
one.
remember going, like, when you find that out, it's very exciting gossip. Like,
Right.
you know the
because you
wonder.
don't think it when you're watching it. And
No.
but we knew it on set. Like
Sure.
she had, an
Different
older,
vibe.
different priorities, all the things.
Yeah.
But then I had a baby and I was like, I'm still in the group, like young.
Yeah.
And I got to go milk my boobs in the trailer.
How did they shoot around that? You were clearly pregnant.
Yeah, I was pregnant in season 9. I don't remember.
It would have been 7, I think.
Yeah.
90 to
I just
2000.
watched it and I can't remember.
Yeah. I
Season
think,
7.
yeah.
And we hit it. We called it Bob.
Okay.
Jason, I can remember when Jason, he was doing some directing at that phase of the show.
Yeah.
And he would all be like, how are we going to hide Bob in this? And they'd just give me like something to carry or
Okay.
giant clothes,
Yeah. Now, when the show ended, did you feel relief or did you have a moment of like, well, I just had security for a decade? At that point, a third of your life, you had major financial security. Were you at all panicked after that first year?
When you get that kind of financial security so young, you don't really think about money.
Okay, well, that's great to hear.
I mean, you don't really think about it coming and going. You just have it and then you spend it and then you get it and then you spend it. Like it seems so normal. But then when you're like, wait.
You're watching it just go down.
Yeah, the money's not coming in anymore, but I'm still spending it.
Right.
Yeah.
It was really scary.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I would have such an adjustment, but we all went through it. I didn't know when to go to the bathroom. Like you're led around by a leash, basically, when you're an actor. They like say, do you go to the bathroom and then come out and we'll go to the thing. And then here's your lunch. And in 10 minutes, I'll come back to get you.
Yeah.
Here's what you wear. Here's what you say. Here's your makeup look.
They talk about the depression that follows most professional
when they
athletes, and people
retire, yeah.
think wrongly it's about the fame and money, but it's always about they lost their community, they were on a team, and then they lost their routine.
The routine.
Everything's scheduled for an athlete,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they're in the world with no schedule and no community.
It's like willy-nilly. You're like, what do I do?
Overwhelming.
Should I eat now? Am I hungry?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
When are they putting down lunch?
Yeah. Why is there no craft service in my kitchen?
So when you got What I Like About You, that was a show you then did for 4 years, 4 seasons?
Yeah, 4 seasons. I was very lucky. I was so happy to get that show because I wasn't getting, there's a huge stigma that followed all of us as actors. People weren't really willing to see us do other things.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to do a comedy. I had no idea how to do a comedy because I was always doing so much drama on 90210. But I got called in by Will Calhoun, who was the one of the head executives of Friends, and he was doing a new show with Amanda Bynes, and another guy was also executive producing it. I've selectively forgotten his name at the moment. He was part of that big scandal.
Oh, okay.
Dan Schneider.
Oh.
Yes,
Right,
Dan
right,
Schneider.
right,
He was
right.
the other producer. And he was kind of the Amanda side of it because it was starring myself and Amanda Bynes.
She was coming from Disney on a show.
She had worked with him a lot on the Amanda show and all the things. So he had hooked his swag into her.
Were you getting bad vibes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was to the point where I said to Will, like, I would rather just communicate solely with you. I trust you. I think that you have my best interests in mind, and I don't feel that way with your partner. So I'd rather just be with you. And he was like, no problem.
And did you see Amanda getting like kind of destroyed by him?
Not specifically him.
Okay.
I think there were a lot of problems in this ecosystem of her.
How old was she and how old were you at that time?
When we did the pilot, I had just turned 30 and she had just turned 16. We have the same birthday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's sweet.
So did you feel like you were perfectly equipped to help her navigate this since you did it so young? You did not.
No. And also, I didn't know how to be around a teenage girl.
Right.
She taught me so much about, I was kind of afraid of teenagers because everyone's like, oh, you've got a kid and wait till they're a teenager. They're going to be a
People
nightmare.
love to say that. Yeah.
Right. They love to say
It's
that.
their favorite thing to say.
It is so not true.
Yeah, I'll go like, well, do you have kids? I go, yeah, I have 2 girls. Oh, wait till they're teenagers. I want to go,
Right.
well, go fuck yourself.
Right. You don't know. I've just told that to someone recently. They were asking like advice for teenage girls. And I said, don't accept that narrative.
Yeah.
Accept this is how I want it to be with my
What's
kids.
really going on that I have compassion for, because when I've gotten little bouts of it, it's like,
Yeah.
they're dealing with heartbreak. You have this little person who thinks you're the greatest, and then they must go through a phase where they don't think you're that cool.
Mhm.
And you're like, wait, but what happened? We're best friends.
Right.
I understand they're dealing with heartbreak,
It is sad.
but it's just not the thing to tell new parents constantly.
No, you're setting them up for failure.
Yeah, because also, what are you going to do about it? There's no solution in that.
Right.
Like, what's the point?
It's
Just scaring
basically
people.
saying you're fucked.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you're right. It becomes a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy because when there's a blip of it, you're like, well, here we go.
Exactly.
This is what everyone's
This
saying.
is what they mean.
Like, I think I even had that. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, no, that passed. That was like a month.
Yeah.
And now everything's honky-dory.
Yeah.
You know.
You got lucky. I was very lucky.
Yeah.
Oh my girls.
Well, I'm like, I never went through that with my mom. I was always delightful to
I
her.
wasn't.
I didn't.
I wasn't either. I was bad. But I was always kind of bad.
You
I
were
was
a
bad.
baddie.
I could lie like nobody's business.
Yeah. Well, you were acting.
There, I guess I was meant to be an actress.
Exactly.
Okay, so you guys proceed to have 3 daughters
Yes.
from 97 till, I don't know when your last baby was born.
She was born in 2006.
Okay, so 9 years of like getting pregnant every few years and then having a baby.
Mhm.
The relationship's not in a great state. Was it something that had precipitously fallen, or was it doomed and you were getting through it for a long period of it? Or when did it start to feel untenable?
Early.
Early.
You know, my view of it was that he wasn't ready to become a father at 21, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a ton of dudes are.
Nope. And he didn't have, he didn't know who he was yet. I didn't know who I was yet.
He's trying to create a career. He's an actor.
He wants to be an actor and he's doing, the work. It's hard to even imagine, but I feel now as if, and this is no shade, no blame, nothing. I'm kind of a realist. Like, I don't think he was ever truly in love with me, the kind of love that it takes to be married to sustain a long-term relationship.
Yeah, to have to roll up your sleeves and do all the terrible work that's required.
And he was focused on other things, his career, and I was focused on the kids and my career, trying to, do both. And it just wasn't, I felt like now if I could go back, the writing was kind of on the wall. For some reason, my now husband, Dave, doesn't understand, well, why did you keep having kids with him?
Because you kept having sex.
Well, yeah.
To answer that
It happens
quickly.
when you're married and you have sex. And
Well,
then you're like,
also,
uh-oh.
It sounds like nothing was that bad. Like nothing was so bad that you had to be like, oh, we really can't keep going. Like maybe, is that right?
It wasn't. We functioned and we loved being a family.
Right.
We loved our daughter so much, and we would do a lot of fun things, and it just felt normal. But it really kind of, I didn't try to make it this way. It just showed up as that white picket fence story.
Yeah.
Like, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, okay, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then it didn't have what it needed to sustain.
That's hard to leave.
Also, there's
Hard to leave,
there's an illusion of the equation of A equals B and B equals C, A equals C. Like, you both love these girls so much, and you can talk about that love, and it's a creation of you two. And that can feel maybe like that's compensating for the love that's actually not going in that direction.
Right.
But it's confusing, I'd imagine.
Very
like
confusing.
we have, love has created this thing that we love so much.
Right. So we must love each other.
Yeah.
But we don't.
I guess we didn't.
Like, it's interesting because you focused, I think, in the book that, he wasn't in love with you, but I don't, are you sure you were in love with him?
I don't know. I feel like in the beginning, it was like just, we were mad about each other
Sure.
for, I think it was 6 months. Then we got pregnant.
Yeah.
And then it just got real complicated.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to be super into someone for 6 months. Most beginnings of relationships are
they're pretty
hot
good.
and heavy. And
Maybe even longer than 6 months.
Yeah.
But things got real fast.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I think I've talked about it before. Like, I feel like my life has just swept me. It's been a constant like flow, things happening, coming to me, dealing with it, surviving it. Then the next thing comes. I never had any point where I was like, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to work hard on getting.
Yeah.
Things just happened. And I was constantly just staying, trying to tread water to figure it out.
It sounds like from 1990 to 2012, you were reacting to whatever new scenario arose. So here's this show. I'm going to react and try to figure out how to respond.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant. I'm a new mom.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's 2 more. Oh, this marriage isn't what I had hoped. You think at some point the way to salvage all this is all of us to move up to Santa Ynez to the ranch. And then let's do a reality show for CMT. It was called Little Bit Country.
Right.
Is that what it's called?
Right. Well, I had wanted to move up to the ranch, to be closer to my family, my mom and dad. When my second daughter was 4 or 5, my dad died. And I didn't really, I'm not a good griever. Like, I just go hard, go deep, go full in, and I have to get through it slowly, I have to go really feel the feelings. I remember on his deathbed, we were going through separation, and my dad was losing oxygen to his brain. So he was saying things that weren't his nature. And one of the last things he said to me was, I don't think this is a good idea. You're over, you're old, and who's going to want you now? You got 2 kids. Who's going to want you now? 3 kids at that time. And that just stuck with me so profoundly.
What a lovely party
message. But that wasn't him.
Right.
He was never mean to anyone.
He was afraid for you because he loved you, and it came out terribly like that.
Like, I guess maybe he thought I shouldn't get a divorce.
I'm presuming he just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Safe.
And then in his mind, you were better off in a shitty marriage than you would be
probably
trying to find someone else.
Well, and that generation tend to think that way.
I know you have a lot of anxiety. When do you start? I'm presuming you were on some benzo. You were on Xanax or something. When does that trajectory start, do you think?
That started when we separated. I just didn't know how to cope with all the feelings and all the responsibility that I suddenly felt. Not as, I've always supported myself, even in my marriage, and we split everything. It was never like, oh, how am I going to survive kind of thing. It just was, I was broken. Like, I didn't know how to be alone and deal with it all. And we moved to the ranch because the paparazzi were just nuts. We lived in Toluca Lake, and they just were really bad.
Yeah. When you're with your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
brutal.
so I just wanted to get them out of there and have like a normal life with them.
Yeah.
So they went to like the local school, and we walked to school, and it was just Mayberry, USA. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And then the show presented itself as something that he and I would produce together about us moving to the ranch and kind of having the both worlds kind of thing.
Fish out of water. You guys are leaving Hollywood to live in the country.
But really, I was back to my roots. Like I wasn't out of water at all. I was happy.
But when the show was bought and originally conceived, you guys were going to go there as a couple.
Yeah, yeah.
And then by the time production starts,
everything had changed.
You're not a couple.
No, I'm drinking wine at night and, taking medication.
I would be embarrassed my marriage fell.
It was very embarrassing.
Yes.
And then I felt like such an asshole for being embarrassed. Like that's ego.
Yeah. But we're not there yet.
There.
You're not the healthy Jennie yet.
No.
So at the time, if my marriage is falling apart and my first step is going to be in a reality show where I acknowledge that's no way.
Hard, yeah.
I don't even know.
That's got to be out of body.
Who that was, I have no idea that era of my life. I just remember being prodded out of bed. I would take the girls to school. I would go back to bed and then the crew would show up and I would be like, I can't get up. I don't know. And they would be like, talk me up and get me out. And I would end up doing it just because that's what you do.
Again, were you just like completely disassociated throughout the whole process? Like I would have just gone to a place in my mind and watched this unfold like, holy shit, what's happening?
It was very surreal. It was very out of body. But then there were moments of levity, which helped me feel better about the girls' experience because they were getting distracted by the crew and the fun people. And then they would be doing fun things that, they created for the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, this feels good. Everybody's laughing and feels normal for this moment.
Yeah.
And then they would leave. And then the reality would be like, oh, this is what's normal.
Yeah, he came to visit at one point and said, let's go talk in the RV while the show's being shot. And in the RV.
I don't know if the show was being shot at that time.
Oh, okay.
I don't think the crew was there. I think it was over.
Oh, okay.
Y'all, this is my story. This is my recollection of it.
Yeah.
I have literally no idea what his story is. I mean, I'm curious. We've never really sat down and gone through the beat by beat of it all. I don't think I really need to do that.
Yeah.
But my remembrance is that we went into the RV and the kids were outside playing on the farm because it was like, safe and they were running free like kids should be. And that's where he told me that he wanted us to get a divorce.
And then he said a very fateful sentence, though. He said,
yes, he said, Jen, someday you'll thank me for this. And that infuriated me.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
So then we go to for me, what would be a bottom, which is you decide you should try marriage counseling in Phoenix.
Yes, I had heard about this expert and she happened to be in Phoenix. So he was on a shoot and I said, let's fly there and meet there. So we both flew from different places.
I have to say, having never met him, that part feels very stand-up that he was willing to come do that.
I feel like he needed backup or he wanted someone to really make me understand because I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
Like I will try until I
You were in denial.
I was in denial and I was unwilling. Like I didn't want it.
Yeah.
And then maybe that was just because for the girls. But I didn't want that to happen.
Yeah. Again, you're going to be completely untethered again.
Yeah. So we went there and that's where everything sort of hit the fan even more than the RV.
Yeah. You get to the therapy session and he's already there.
He's already there, which I found was weird. He was already inside the office with the therapist. So I felt like, oh, she knows stuff already that she should have found out from both of us.
Yeah.
In that situation.
Like the jury's been compromised.
Yeah, exactly. We sat down and honestly, 2 minutes into it, she said, Jennie, why would you want to love someone when they don't love you? Why would you love someone when they don't love you? Why would you love someone who doesn't love you? Like it's echoing, like I'll never forget it. There's a few things in my life, I've already told you 3 of them now, that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
That just gutted me.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no shit. Give up, like it's time.
Yeah. It broke through. And then you got up and split.
Yeah, I left and
You start walking down the street in
no
Arizona.
idea where I was going. It was hot as hell.
This part, sorry, is mildly comedic. They roll up in a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
Looking for you?
Like a sand colored one. You know, the golden.
Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
They come looking for you.
He's in the passenger seat.
Oh, this is
very movie-esque.
Yeah. This
And
is
there- and I'm
Alexander
walking.
Payne.
But, you know, walking, angry, crying, all the things, just like out of my mind. And they are just like kind of keeping up with me in the car and saying, get in the car, you know, let us take you to a hotel. Jen, come on, get in the car, like a friend.
God.
And I was like, why would I get in your car? Like, what? No.
Yeah.
But somehow they got me in the car. And then they, took us to a hotel. He checked in separately. And I was like, well, I guess I'll check in. And that was the parting moment.
And then that night, you drank a lot.
Yeah. Well, as much as you can drink of the mini bottles,
Uh-huh.
but like, you know, chug,
Yeah.
chug, just stop this pain.
Yeah.
And then mixed with benzos.
Mixed with like medication that I've been given for flying purposes or like, you know,
Or divorce
stress.
purposes.
Yeah. Like how to like, you know, people really like to give people medication.
Mhm.
So you wake up in the hospital.
After that night.
Yeah. Yeah. I blacked out. I passed out on the floor and I had my best friend on the phone with me, I think, while that was happening. So she knew I was in danger.
Thank God.
Yeah. And she called your assistant in LA. The assistant flew to Arizona and she got you to the
Got into
hospital.
the-
And when you woke up, you're looking at your assistant.
I'm looking at my assistant and whiteness and doctors and everything's very fuzzy. And it all came back to me. And all I wanted to do was kill the pain some more.
So this is, and I'll get personal with you. This was the part of the book, because you write, it still shames me to write this. And it feels like it still shames you a little bit to talk about it.
I think the shame really came from letting the girls down and from being a bad mom by letting myself go to that place. Basically, I could have died in that hotel room.
Yeah, but again, this is the beginning of a journey that you are destined to take, whether you did it in 2012 or 20, or you died miserable. But this is like the time you jump off the fucking diving board. Like this is when life starts in a bizarre way. So as much
like the
shame as you
catalyst.
might feel, like this, your transformation doesn't exist without that waking up in that hospital.
Right?
Because
No.
you go to LA and you go into treatment, and I'm mad at you. You leave in 6 days.
Yeah. I wasn't good with the group environment.
And you go on a yoga retreat with a woman to Bali, and you don't stay with all the other people. You stay with her. And so I think if you're one of those group members, you might think like, oh, she thinks she's hot shit because she was on TV. Like,
Yeah.
were you not nervous that would be the end?
I didn't care.
You didn't care.
I honestly didn't care. I that wasn't my motive. It wasn't the reason I was isolating.
Yeah.
And I think most of them, if not all of them, were really understanding and respectful of that and
They were.
kind.
What do you think prevented you from participating?
I just wasn't ready to open up to strangers at that point. And just like in group therapy at the rehab, I had spent so much time being private and carrying it all in silence and hiding it from the world.
Yeah.
All the stuff. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Were you also worried people were going to find out? Like,
I was
This world-
very worried people were going to find out that I was in rehab
yeah.
Yeah.
because I didn't want my kids to have to deal with that,
Mhm.
Yeah.
publicly.
I think that prevents a lot of people from going, which is very unfair.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's funny too because I know what you're talking about. So you have all these secrets and you're carrying all this shame. And that's precisely why group things work, is that you go into this group, you put out on a platter these things that you think make you unlovable and unworthy. And they go, oh yeah, I did all this too. Like, it's all right. Like
Yeah.
that's actually the magic, is this thing that you're holding that you're certain will make you unlovable. Once exposed in the light, it turns out that's not the case. And because you're looking at these other people who've done the same thing and you're like, oh no, you're so lovable. You're so likable.
Right.
You have so much value.
Right.
I know that's true for you. It might be true for me.
Yeah, I probably missed out on a lot of that growth. And it took me longer because of that to get where I needed to get.
Yeah. So you start taking some steps. So you get an apartment, you leave San Ynez. You do dedicate a month that had been etched out for treatment,
Right.
and you start doing an outpatient program.
Mm-hmm.
You meet this woman, you go to Bali
Right.
on the yoga thing.
The outpatient program felt like it was full time though. It was like,
Yeah, you said it was like 9
all day
hours a
long.
day or
Yeah.
something.
and sitting in a room by yourself, and people come in, every different kind of therapist.
I was curious, yeah, because you just do therapy session. Did you leave with diagnoses? Like, did they start telling you you're this or that? Or
I'd already had a diagnosis of depression
okay,
from a very young age.
uh-huh.
That I was always, using medication to balance and then going off of it because I didn't think I needed it, being embarrassed because I had to take it.
Yeah.
And then not taking it when I was pregnant and just dealing with all the ups and downs of that.
Yeah.
And so I was already there, and they didn't really give me any kind of diagnosis. They were just really helping me hear the words that I needed to be hearing, like constantly, and hearing the messages of value and worth, and listening to your instinct, and just trying to get me back in my own
In your
body.
Yeah. So in order of the things that were very effective, I'm fascinated by this. And funny enough, you talk about joining this Buddhist group and going every Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote down the name of it.
Kadampa
Kadampa.
is right down the street.
So I wrote down the name of it because I'm like, I want to start taking classes there on Mondays. And then I'm taking a family walk with my kids.
Yeah, you can walk there.
2 days ago, and I look at a sign and I go, oh my God, this is impossible. You guys, I just wrote
It's a
down the name of this from reading
is
Jennie's
literally a
You are
sign.
meant to go.
And then my 11-year-old's like, I want to go with you.
It's so fun. There's a whole, they do for kids too.
Oh, they do? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just drove by it on the way here and thought, I miss going there. I need to get back.
Yeah, what things were you picking up that were helping you tether yourself to yourself? And what were the building blocks that helped you most come out of this?
I really, the Gen Rigpa, the leader of the class, he was so relatable. Like, he translated the teachings of Buddha into like present day usable stuff that we're all dealing with, road rage and, heartbreak and hesitation for reaching for your goals, like all the things.
Yeah.
So I was hearing it in just a different language, it just came in differently.
Mm-hmm.
And it just resonated so much. And I had seen a friend of mine that had gone through the stages of the Buddhist teachings.
You met someone on set, right? It was another actor?
Yeah, another actor.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, you are so cool and level-headed and just like at peace all the time. I want what you have. What's wrong with you? Like, where'd you get that? Yeah. And he's the one that told me about it. But I was just sitting there listening to the teachings, and I took copious notes because I tend to have to write things down in order to remember them.
Yeah.
And I just have those books with me. I go back to them all the time. Also, the just human connection that you said I was perhaps missing by not going to the group therapy, and realizing that all of these people were there for the same reason. And one of the main teachings of Buddhism is that we all want to be free from suffering. And that was just like revolutionary for me. And it started me thinking outside of my own pain and realizing that we're all carrying our own pain. Mm-hmm. And it's through connecting and then recognizing that in each other that the healing really happens.
Yeah. Talk about the scarcity mindset a little bit.
Scarcity
I thought
mindset.
this was a great section.
I think I've always had it just growing up,
modestly.
Very modestly. And I think having been independent my whole life and having to pay all of my bills and other bills, you worry about things like, what if it's not there? Like, I would keep clothes that I didn't need because I thought maybe someday I'll need that and maybe I won't have enough money to buy it. Uh-huh. Like, in your mind, when you are so self-sufficient, it's scary.
I love that you say in that mindset too, you're scanning for short-term wins because you have so much anxiety.
Yep.
And they're not long-term wins.
Right.
I can relate to this so much. Like, as an actor, it's like,
right.
Oh, that movie failed. Shit, I don't think I'm going to get hired again. I guess I'm going to consider these other things that I never wanted to do, but they're on the table, so I should take them because those will go away too.
Right. If I don't do it, somebody else will.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to make money. I had to support myself and my girls, and I was accustomed to a certain kind of lifestyle. Sure, yes, we could have moved into an apartment, but I really wanted, probably for myself too, because I'm really at my home, like that's my place. I wanted to have that sort of security for my girls and always be able to provide it.
Yeah.
But the scarcity just keeps you living in fear of not having. And I think especially with money, because I spent all those years not worrying about money. It'll come, it'll happen. It magically appears. I don't know who does what with it, but it's all good.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I was forced to really think about, how am I going to do this? I don't have that backup. Even if we were sharing things equally, the feeling of having that kind of backup support was gone. And my dad had died, and I felt a lot more responsibility, and I just never worried about money. And then all of a sudden I started worrying about money. I started worrying about, when am I going to get enough to pay? And my business manager was really scaring the shit out of me all the time. Said, you need to sell your house, and actually you need to sell the ranch too. So I just built a home for my daughters. And he told me I need to sell it. And he said, you need to sell it now while the real estate is at its height because it's going to change. I was like, okay. And I didn't have a sounding board on the other side of that, And then he said, you need to sell your ranch. And I did that too. And I regret both of those decisions, because the minute you start worrying and holding on and attaching to the outcome of the money coming and going, that is when, for me, it stopped coming. I clenched my fists around it and strangled it with worry and all that. And so that was a real life lesson.
And it's a leap of faith. You got to kind of take a leap of faith.
And even going back to my relationship with the girl's dad, young, insecure me was worried that he would leave me or he would cheat on me. He's an actor. He's going to make out with beautiful women. And that was very difficult. And I got really concerned about it. And I made it happen.
Yeah.
And I remember him too saying at some point, you're going to make this happen. I didn't understand that. And I also kind of thought that's a little bit manipulative, because you're saying, I'm going to make you do something.
Right. There is some element of that.
Yeah. But I get it from the other perspective too.
Yeah, it's if I'm always in trouble for cheating, or I'm always under scrutiny, then I might as well be having fun, because I'm dealing with this and I'm not having that.
And I'm having fun.
I'm paying the price as if I were.
And there was a lot of that in our relationship, because I was just insecure and unstable and not connected with myself.
Like most of us.
Yeah. I felt like it took a long time for me. I didn't get there until 50, late 40s, where I really started to understand myself more and love myself to the point where I could comfort my own self and
regulate
be my
yourself.
own anchor.
Yeah.
Well, I admire how much you tried and fought.
Yeah.
You did Landmark.
Did you ever do a Landmark?
No, but our friend did the whole thing.
He loves it. He still talks about it all the time.
It's like a Kool-Aid
situation.
He doesn't participate anymore, but I think he was great at extracting. Of course, there's really great principles in there, or it wouldn't be so successful.
I've still lived by one of them today. It's you have a choice in the world every day. You are a person that either loves chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream. Which is it? And you're vanilla. So to really get in touch with your internal answering a question without doubt.
Yes.
So I've always go back to that one too.
Yeah. My understanding of it that I like a lot is it's a lot about personal responsibility. The world's not happening to you.
No, you're not a victim.
Yeah. You're not a victim. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. And how do you want to navigate it?
And while you're at it, go clean up all the shit that you've already destroyed.
Yeah.
Which was really beneficial. I think that helps a lot of people so much, because so much happens when we know we've messed up something or made a mistake or didn't do something well, as far as regarding the other person's perspective or feelings.
Yeah.
So it really does pinpoint those moments for you. And then you go back and meet with that person, hopefully, or write them a letter or whatever it is.
Yeah, there's the 9th step in the program, which is clean up your records again, so you don't have to walk around with shame, because you can't afford to walk around with shame.
It's like a bucket. If you have a bucket full of water, that the water being all those moments where you messed up and you are beating yourself up over it.
Yes.
And it's full and you just have to put your foot right in it and let the water overflow because you will never get past it if you don't.
Let's talk about David, because you also found a way to find love again, as you titled the chapter in the book. How did this one differ from previous ones, and what?
It was weird. I was trying dating. Like I didn't know. I'd never done that, and I didn't know what kind of guy I liked. I tried all different sizes and shapes. And locations. Usually they were out of town, which was nice because I could come home and be a mommy. And then when I didn't have my kids, I would go try to date someone.
Yeah.
And if you have a hard time establishing boundaries, a geographical boundary helps.
Yes, definitely. And I had really come through a lot of intense therapy at that point with my therapist, Wade. And I was feeling this, freedom and this like positive feeling of like, I can handle everything now. And right when that happened, I met Dave. Like literally, I had built my house and I was doing a photo shoot for the like unveiling of the house because it was on HGTV. And I was thinking like, this is the best. I'm here with my dogs in my home the way I want it. And that night I had a blind date with somebody. My friends at school had set me up. It was like a blind double date. And that's when I met Dave.
Wow. I love that.
And I remember walking in and being like, because I didn't know who he was. So I did look him up on the internet.
Sure.
I was busy all day. So I was like, help me look this guy up. And a Chippendales dancer came up with the same name.
Oh, exciting.
So I texted my friend. I was like, he's not a Chippendales dancer, right? She's like, no, he didn't have a big footprint at all on the line. So I just kind of went into it blindly. And I walked in. He was this tall, handsome actor looking guy. And I was like, oh, fuck. No, thank you. Bye-bye. So completely detached the whole dinner.
Yeah.
Just thinking, this is such a waste of my time. But trying to get through it. And then he made me laugh a few times. And women are a sucker for laughter.
Thank God.
Thank God, right?
Thank God.
Because I didn't have laughter in my life. And I was like, oh, this feels really good. And I thought, I want this for my girls too.
You didn't have joy in your life.
I didn't have joy. I didn't have
no light.
No, I was just plugging along.
Yeah.
And he brought that to our household.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with it and him.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
I love that.
And we've been married for 10 years.
Wow.
I call it 9 because we did spend a year of separation when the, sparkles faded for, again, in the relationship after like that first year.
Yeah.
When it's not what you thought it would be.
Yeah. Well, when the work is now required.
Yeah.
Yes.
And neither of you have experience or the confidence.
Right.
Can I challenge this without being unlovable?
And he had never been in a relationship like that, that kind of, he all of a sudden had 3 stepchildren.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Like 4 dogs.
Yeah.
So he stepped into a big world and we took a year off. We were getting divorced actually. And we had the paperwork signed on my end. He hadn't signed it yet. And it was in a yellow envelope in the back of his truck. This truck that he bought after we broke up as like a sign of defiance, like this giant Tundra. And he lived on the itty bitty streets in Silver Lake. And it was all scraped up and dented, but he loved that truck. But he had the paperwork in the back of his car. I noticed it there like months after we had gotten back together. And I was like, this has been in your car this whole time? He's like, yeah, I'm going to keep it around. Like, because it reminds him, like, I have free will. Like, I cannot be in this relationship if I don't want to. There's no reason for me. Yeah.
I choose to be in it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it helped him kind of come to terms with that. But he had a lot of growing to do. I had to go back to the drawing board because it was just like ripping a Band-Aid off a real fresh wound.
Yeah. Were you like, oh my God, again? Yeah.
Even more attacking my own self internally for what is wrong with you?
Right.
Like, why cannot? And then the narrative in my mind had become and was really like concreted was you are not able to have a healthy relationship.
Right.
There's just something about you that you can't do it.
Yeah. You're permanently flawed.
Okay, I guess that's me and I'll just live that way.
Yeah. I'm defective.
Yeah. It's some people just can't do certain things and maybe that's mine.
How'd you get out of that? Therapy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was after that divorce or my separation / divorce, that I went to Bali and started doing a lot more work, just like right back into it. Like, I cannot let this derail me.
Yeah, you can't wake up in the hospital again.
No. And so I just started working right away and learned even more about myself during that time and really came to peace with what is and stopped trying to fight everything. And that sort of just released this and that combined with the Buddha classes that I was going to really just brought me peace in whatever situation I ended up in. Like, it will all work out. You will be fine. Also that opportunity to really connect with it sounds so woo woo, but like the little girl inside of me, that little person that is so afraid and so something's wrong with me and nobody can really love me. Nobody knows me, this person. I started to become her best friend again. Like, I started to mother her like I did my own daughters. And once I started to do that, I just felt at peace and capable. Of taking care of her, me, us.
Well, and in Buddhism, right, the suffering's coming from you trying to force a different reality than the one you're in.
Right.
That's the suffering. The reality is not actually that painful. It's the desire to have a different reality around you that is so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Afraid of the unknown. Yeah. That's attachment. That's one of the core beliefs is not having attachment. And if you are full on Buddhist, you don't have attachment to any things. Yeah. But in this modern world, they taught it in a way that you don't, there's certain things that it's okay to have and love and be so grateful that you have them. But then there are certain things that you're attaching to that are not benefiting you, and sort of really deciphering what those are and learning how to unattach.
Yeah. Well, I Choose Me is the book, and I think it's a very brave book. And I think a lot of people, even as you're saying right now, you felt like, how is this happening again? It must not be for me. When I interviewed my mom, I was like, it's so inconsistent with who you are to have been with a guy that was beating you up. Like, how were you, this gangster of a woman, with a guy that was beating you up repeatedly? And she said, the thought of failing again was more painful. I couldn't accept failing again at this. And I think a lot of people relate to that.
For whatever reason, the shame or the inevitable pain that you're going to go through.
Yeah. So for you to publicly put out your whole roadmap, I think is awesome and admirable.
Thank you.
And I think it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just want, I think that learning how to connect with other people, especially as an older woman, learning how to connect with other women has just brought me such a desire to keep doing that in hopes that someone sees themselves somewhere in my journey.
Yes. If someone comes up to you and they offer adoration to you because they wanted to be you on 90210 versus someone that comes up to you and is like, I have experienced the same thing as you and I feel so seen and connected, are two dramatically different things. They're the thing you wanted. They're substantive. They're not, you're a cute baby. They're your story has made me feel less alone.
Right. It made me feel seen, less alone.
Yeah.
Because we just internalize everything as humans.
We think we're so uniquely terrible. It's like all of us are.
All of us are flawed.
That's what we
right?
do. Yeah. That's an illusion if you think you know someone who's done it perfectly. Well, Jennie, great meeting you. Thanks for coming. Good luck with the book.
Fun.
Everyone get I Choose Me.